Welcome everyone. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat, Mo Buddhaya. Today again we have with us Mr. Amrit Lal Rawal ji, Mr. A.L. Rawal ji. We have made various programs with him. I have interviewed him on various topics. You can go to our channel and watch them. He's a publisher, he was a professor, a journalist, an intellectual, and he worked against the caste discrimination. He has published various books on Buddhism in India. Buddhism, books like Buddhism After Dr. Ambedkar, India's Debt to Buddhism, the mindless destruction of the uh, statues of, on the books on the mindless destruction of the statues of Lord Buddha by Taliban, and the Buddhist history. So there was an important aspect of Buddhist history which I would discuss with him today, and I'm sure that everyone would like this and would keen to know about this. So welcome Mr. A.L. Rawalji. Sir, namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
to our channel. So let us start with this aspect of one of the kings of Chakma dynasty, the dynasty which claims that they are direct descendants of Lord Buddha, and they claim that they migrated from Magad to Mizoram, to hilly area of northeastern India. So during partition, this area was having 90% non-Muslim population, but still it was given to Pakistan. And what happened thereafter? We have with us Mr. A.L. Rawalji, who is going to tell us the story and the aftermath of that. Sir, please continue.
Okay. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak on your channel. The thing is that at the time of independence in 1947, the Chakma Hill tribes wanted to be a part of India. They unfurled the Indian national flag, and they also fulfilled all the conditions of all the conditions of merger with Pakistan. The conditions were that
Yes,
the
sir.
conditions were that
Just start your video, sir.
okay.
Yeah, your video start. Already started,
The
but
condition video. Okay. The conditions were that that the place, the area which wanted to amalgamate with India, it should have contiguity. That is, the area should be contiguous. So Chakma Hills were contiguous to India, to other
sir, just start the video. I am pausing it for a second.
Okay. Now, the people of Chakma Hill Tracts, they had unfurled the Indian national flag in 1947, 15th of August, because they wanted to join India. They fulfilled all the conditions of merger with India, because more than 95% of the people were Buddhists, and therefore they had cultural affinity. Cultural affinity was one of the clauses, one of the conditions of joining India. So there was cultural affinity, there was contiguity, and they also wanted to live in a democratic society. They wanted to. They met Nehru also, but Nehru did not take any interest. So therefore, Therefore, in the meanwhile, the Pakistani government settled plainsmen, people, Muslims from plains. They came and they occupied territories there, and in this way, the Chakmas, could not. The Chakma hill tribes could not join India. I have a five volume book published by the United Nations International Human Rights Commission. This commission, conducted an inquiry and they published a book in 5 volumes. The title of the book is "Life is Not Ours." Life is not ours. Now, this book, the title of the book says that the life which we live in Chakma Hill in CST area, our life is not our own. It is under the control of the people from the plains who are Muslims, and they tortured the Muslims, and in this way they try to change the demography of CHT areas, Chakma Hill tribes
They
areas,
torture the
and
Muslims torture them.
the problem
No, sir,
continues to this day.
they torture the Muslims torture them.
Muslims tortured the
Muslims torture them.
Buddhists.
Okay.
They are mostly Buddhists, Chakma Hill tribes people are mostly Buddhists, and they wanted to join India, but their request was denied. I mean, they came to meet Nehru, and Nehru did not allow. So similarly, in 1955 also, 55-56, the Maharaja of Nepal requested Nehru that you make Nepal also a another state of India. But Nehru again refused. He said that we do not want to be looking like imperialists. I am not an imperialist, and I do not want. Now this was another mistake of Nehru, that if Nepal had joined India as another state, then the borders of India would have been safer, and a very brave community, brave people of the Gorkhas would also have been with us. But Nehru was so idealistic. It was foolish idealism that he did not allow Nepal also to join India. So these are the mistakes which were committed by Nehru, and we are still suffering from those mistakes. People of Chakma Hill tracts, they wanted to live in peace, but this peace was denied to them. The ambassadors of peace, they did not bother about the life of others. He was more interested in becoming the prime minister at any cost. So he paid the cost, which was actually paid by others.
Sir, what about the incident of their last king, the 50th king of Chakma dynasty? Can you elaborate on that?
No,
King
no,
Tridev.
I don't know much about the Chakma dynasty, but I know about the people.
Okay, I
They,
would like to add here for our audiences. So what happened after the area of Chakma dynasty was given to Pakistan? Then came
uh,
1971 and elections before that. What happened during the
uh,
elections before that? At that time, there was no separate Bangladesh. It was East Pakistan and West Pakistan. So it was a unified country. But what happened in those elections? The
in
party
those elections, actually,
What was his name? This Mujahid bin
Mujibur Rahman,
Mujahid Rahman. His
Mujibur
party
Rahman,
came in the. They got the majority of the seats in Pakistan.
yes,
But despite
yes,
their majority of seats, Bhutto was asked to
uh,
take the government. He was in a minority. Now the Chakma king, the Tridev Singh, he was he contested independently, but because this Mujahar, what was his name? I forgot it. Sir, can you tell me his name?
Mujibur Rahman.
Mujahur Rahman, because so he was antagonist towards Tridev because Tridev did not join his party, and he joined because he was antagonist. So, and then there was this consequences which was looming over of a separate country. He moved to Pakistan, that is West Pakistan, leaving his family over there.
Hmm.
And then what happened? He was nominated by Bhutto as ambassador to United Nations, their spokesperson for United
Hmm.
Nations. His mother, who was in the Bangladesh, then Bangladesh was formed, and by Mujur Rahman, his mother was made as a spokesperson from Bangladesh at United
Hmm.
Nations over the issues, some issues, and the major issue was that West Pakistan, that is the Pakistan which we call now, they were not accepting Bangladesh as a nation in United Nations. They were opposing its presence, its formation.
Hmm.
Bangladesh won that debate and they got recognition as a nation.
Hmm.
Then he was
Yes.
offered, the Tridev was offered as a to become the president of Pakistan. But there's a condition in Pakistan that only a Muslim, by their constitution,
Hmm.
only a Muslim can become the
Yes.
president.
Yes.
But he
Yes.
refused to convert to Islam
Hmm.
and he remained a Buddhist in because he had a threat for his life in Bangladesh. So he remained over there.
Hmm.
But Ziaul Haq, seeing him
Hmm.
as a threat,
Hmm.
because he was having a very good connection with international community, with India also,
Hmm.
and with Bangladesh also, and also he
Hmm.
could be a threat. So seeing him as a threat, he sent him to Latin America as an ambassador in various countries so that he would not interfere in the politics of Pakistan. And
Hmm.
only after the death of Ziaul Haq in a plane crash, he came back to Pakistan and he stayed there as a federal minister. And he was also president of the Buddhist Society of Pakistan. And then he
Hmm.
was sent to Sri Lanka, which is a Buddhist country. So far, the
Yes.
situation of Buddhism in Pakistan is we know in Bangladesh what's happening against Hindus, against Buddhists. I tell you an
Yes.
interesting aspect like this is a problem which many of my friends who are Muslim, if they are watching, they might not accept, but they know this is a reality that once there is a majority of Muslims, they try to make it an Islamic state. I mean, this is,
Yes.
but you know that problem doesn't solve over there. If we look at, I think Syria, Algeria. In the Algeria, I was reading a book on Algeria, and there were many uh, Jews who also participated in the Battle of Algeria, in the independence of Algeria. But after getting independence, they made such loss that they had to leave the country. So now there are very few
Hmm.
Jews left in Algeria. Interestingly,
Hmm.
these Jews who migrated from Algeria, they were there before Islam came because that religion came before Islam.
Yes.
But so it was their native place, but they had to leave that place. It's very
Hmm.
though we have good relationships with Algeria, but I think this issue has to be dealt with the international community. As we were talking about
Yes.
partition, and your work is also in the field of partition, there is also an allegation that it was in 1910 actually the first proposal from the political society, political community of India, including all the religions. It came from Lala Lajpat Rai and some Hindu leaders that they wanted a separate country for Hindus and Muslims. Could you
Hmm.
elaborate on that? So Muslims are saying,
Actually, I don't know much about what Lala Lajpat Rai demanded, but actually, in 1905, the Muslim League was created, 1905 or 6, and I mean, they set up Muslim League uh, only to gain Pakistan, only to create Pakistan out of India. So this was their main demand, their only demand, in fact. and everything was divided. Even teacups and books and tables and knives and spoons, they were all divided. If there were two cups, then one went to Pakistan, the other came to India. So in this way, everything was divided because they wanted a complete this thing, but they did not take away all their people. This is the problem. Now we are faced with another problem, and everybody in the Muslim League or
But
Muslim
do you
leaders,
think that
they
if even if
they all
suppose
say they all.
there were no if they, suppose there were no Muslims in India, do you think that there are not enough problem among Hindus? I mean, look at the Hindus. They divided their country. They got the division of their country. But this division, which was due to the religious division, now that religious division was also a problem of Hindus. If we look at the history of Muhammad Ali Jinnah's father, he says that my father wanted to become a Hindu, but the community did not allow me. I read a book. Its name is Kacha Kachnar, something like this. It's on the history of Kashmir. Now, history of Kashmir says that people who were converted to Hinduism, when the king of Kashmir wanted to take them back to Hinduism, and he organized a yag. He organized a yag, but the other priest class, they came and they threatened the king that we will jump into the jailam and we will kill ourselves if you reconvert them to Hinduism, because this is not the tenet of Hinduism. Hinduism says a person by birth can only be a Hindu, not by conversion. So that yag was stopped and that reconversion also stopped. I also did a lot of research on the history of conversion. Now there are very silly incidents that how people got converted. Someone took water from the hand of the Muslim. He was discriminated and he had no choice. Even his family deserted him and he had no choice but to convert to Islam. Someone taken food from a Muslim. He was
Yes,
converted to Islam. I mean, silly transactions which could be avoided.
actually
Now the same
the brother of
community which is also into 6,500 castes, even after such disaster, do you think any change happening among them?
no, slowly the Hindus are changing. They are changing slowly. The thing is that the elder brother of Rabindranath Tagore also went to the residence of a Muslim, and during those days it was thought that eating eating meat was a progressive gesture. So he did not eat the meat which was offered as a dish, but he only smelt it. So so he was excommunicated. They were known as Pir Ali Brahmins. Pir Ali Brahmins. Pir Ali Brahmins are those who went to the house of a Muslim and then tasted meat or a non-vegetarian dish.
But
So,
about this,
so these are
you are
silly things.
you are also a historian. You have read a lot. Is meat an issue for the Hindus who were sacrificing horses and other animals in yag? So do you think it should be an issue for the Hindus? They were being, you
No,
sincerely have
no, no, no. It should not be an issue for Hindus because the people in Kashmir also, Pandits in Kashmir eat meat,
it is written in the
mutton
books.
because
It is written in the
of
books.
weather.
Because it is
Weather is so cold there that they have to eat meat, for sustenance, for their strength, physical strength, warmth in the body. So therefore, eating meat is not. It should not be an issue. And so far as this thing is concerned, that the the people who ate meat or tasted it, they were thrown out of the caste and they were known as Pirali Brahmins. So this is one of the grudges of the Tagore family, Thakur family, that they were not treated properly. So they are one of their daughters, married Patauti. This is one of the reasons. So these are small reasons, and they should not object to eating meat or fish or anything.
There is an
Yes.
incident that once Vishwamitra was hungry, and we know Vishwamitra was a great sage of India. He was from a Kshatriya dynasty. He was hungry. He took the flesh of a dog from a Nishad and ate it. It means that the Nishad were eating dog at that time. And who are Nishad? It is also written in the Manusmriti. Nishad is the offspring of a Shudra mother and a Brahmin father.
Mm.
So, and I don't know from where does this discrimination only because of meat. Because see, we have created a population from our own population, and we have not stopped. Now, we do you think that now we can blame only conversion issue because that conversion took place only because of us, our discriminatory practices of Hindus, and not even among Hindus. I tell you one thing. One of my friend, his daughter got married to a Jaini. In Jainism also, he told me that there's a custom that the Jain Munis they eat food only, they stay at the homes of only upper caste Jainis. So in Jainism is also there is a caste system. In Buddhism also, another friend of mine who is a Buddhist, he told me that whenever I go and ask another Buddhist, they ask for the caste. He wanted to marry his children, so whenever he go for some another family for this matrimonial thing, so they ask his caste. Though he's a Buddhist, they are also Buddhist. They shouldn't have caste. They shouldn't have asked for the caste. So is it the issue of only Islam, or is it our own issue that we are not addressing properly and we are blaming stones on other, like if we had been, suppose if we had been such a community where we would have been united and together and not discriminate on all these things. And discrimination, now this discrimination is not only on the basis of caste, but it's also based on the food habits. So much division we are creating on the basis of food habits also. And
Mm.
so who is responsible actually for this division?
Actually,
Government,
we should
government or our own tenants are responsible.
discard all these things. Food objections to food or anything. If someone wants to eat something, then let him eat that.
I tell you the how dangerous this division of food habit is taking place in India. I in my family, I also feel this. My mother doesn't want to. She ate like non-veg for whole life. Now she doesn't want to cook in her kitchen. So where would I go? Where should I go?
Go to a chicken
We
shop.
have divided
Chicken shop.
country, we have divided families, the close
No,
relatives
no.
have been divided. Where should we
The best
go?
thing is to go to a chicken shop or a fish shop.
I don't have
I
money to
also
spend
go
on
to.
shops. I don't have much money to spend on shops. And where is my sovereignty as a
No,
person?
no. Just for fish or chicken or anything, you just go and eat there, then
And
and there.
they
That's the
they
thing.
are now.
I mean, otherwise,
I lived in a gold market area. I lived in the gold market area. I never saw chicken shops closing over there. But now Hindus, they are putting self-censor during Navratras and during other days to close their shops.
no, there in Golmarket area, there were so many chicken shops. Even now, they are
Now
there
they are
in
closing
Golmarket.
during Navratras for last 10 years. After BJP has come, they are
Okay.
closing on Navratras. And there is, we don't see anything,
So
other types of things coming from to eat.
now, actually, there is some liberalism that you eat wherever you want to eat, and
No, but
after all, one cannot
when you say
offend the
liberalism,
family also.
when you say liberalism, why would need to say liberalism? I mean, who is having that power to be liberal? I say I am not stopping other people to eat or not to eat. So there shouldn't be any kind
Yes.
of liberalism. No, it's already, if in our tribes in Rajasthan, we used to sacrifice gods during Navratras to Bhairav. That is also, Bhairav is also a part of
Mm,
Buddhism, also Buddhism is also. In Buddhism, we don't.
mm,
That's another thing because Lord Buddha stopped that.
mm.
So I think we should understand that we should not be propagators of this division. Not religion comes later on. First comes the practical things, and the division is already taking place
Yes.
within the family because of these practical things. So, sir,
Ah,
thank you
yes.
very much for giving
Mm.
this information on Chakma thing. We will continue our talk also on the partition studies which you have done.
Okay.
I have to stop here. The time is getting over. Thank you very much, sir. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat.
Okay. Okay.
And please do call
Thank you.
8527533 or you can order books published by sir to me or on our website nspmart.com, nspmart.com. Thank you very much. One more number you can also save, 8851188170. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Jai Bhim.
Jai Hind.